everybody. Here we are, another edition of We-MNF, where the masses meet the nerds and the freaks. Today I'm hosting, and I'll bring a short song, only 21 minutes and some seconds. And what I brought to us today is The Gates of Delirium from Yes. I thought about bringing Yes because we talked a lot about Yes already in the other editions and never played anything by Yes. So Yes is as most of people know, a quintessential prog rock band. And Gates of Delirium is from their seventh studio album called Relayer, which I think is a wonderful album. The Relayer is from 1974, was released November 1974 in Atlantic Records. The Gates of Delirium is the opening track from the album. It occupies in the vinyl a whole side of the vinyl. So the lineup in this album is John Anders on the vocals, some percussion as usual, Chris Squire in the bass guitar and vocals, Steve Howe guitars and vocals, Alan White on the drums, and in the only recording from Yes where Patrick Moraz is the keyboard player, bringing a more jazzy side to Yes than Rick Wakeman, who was playing Yes before him and after him. So for Brazil, it's funny because Patrick Moraz lived in Brazil and played in We-MNF, a progressive rock band from Rio de Janeiro, where Chico lives. So without more ado, now we can go to the music, or do you want to say something before, Chico?
Um, no, I don't have anything to add by now because I think you covered well. And just say that it's a great album. I personally like a lot this 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 song and this album as a whole.
Yeah.
And Patrick Moraes is strange because it's the best album of the Yes, and it's not Rick Wakeman in it.
You think that's the best album by Yes?
Not the best, one of the best.
One of the best. One of the best.
I think
Okay. It is definitely one of the best, yeah.
the best to me is Close to the Edge.
Yeah, for me too. For me too. Yeah, but I thought about the Gates of Delirium because it is a very adventurous track. So, and it's a challenging track, and adventure and challenge are has a lot to do with what we are doing in this channel. So I think it fits well. Let me share here. Oh, here we are. Put us back here. Hide this thing. And there we go. Buck up. Buckle up.
Stand and fight, we do consider reminded of, and in a pact between us, unseen as we go. And right there, emotion to feels immense of honor. Stand and watchers, soaring talons, peaceful lives will not be never freedom. Fight till we know. Destroy oppression, the fight to reaction. As leaders look to you, attacking choose and renounce, throwing chains to the floor. Kill or be killing, master sins correct the floor. Casting giant shadows of vast penetrating force. To alter by the wood unseen, as creatures bound to spirits from descending to redeem. Wars that shout and screams of anguish, our spent passion despoils our soul receiver. Surely we know. In glory, we rise to offer, create our freedom. A word we utter, a word. Words calls our banner, victorious our day. Silence be promised as violence displayed. Cursed priest, we fight the power and live by you by day. Our guns awake in thunder sport, and guide the leaders hand to mouth for glory to the cause. This song.
I'll stop a bit. I allowed a long uh, part to play, first of all, because it is a long track, but also because I think this first part it's so well coherent and structured that deserves to be played as a whole. And what a fat bass, yeah.
Yes, you can observe that uh, the whole band is more subtle in this album.
What do you
Uh,
mean? What do you mean by say the sound is more subtle?
and for example, you don't have Bill Burford in the drums. It's Alan White,
Mm,
so less fills, né?
mm,
And
mm.
there is complex fills, okay, but it's less than Bill Burford
Okay,
can
I see.
do. It's not Ricky Wakeman that
Mm,
is very extravagant keyboard.
I
Uh,
see, I see. So you are saying that Bill Bruffer and Rick Wakeman tend to do a lot of things while the song is going on, so it adds uh, a lot of embellishments, and here they are more to the point, something like that.
Yes,
Mm.
yes, it didn't. But the voice of the I Anderson,
John
I
Anderson. John
John
Anderson.
Anderson.
I
Sorry,
understand
sorry.
Jethro
I
Tull.
was, yeah, yeah. Sorry. John Anderson. You can hear some complex voice. Uh,
Uh,
and it just makes an effect in the sound in the song that is interesting with the guitar of the Steve
mm.
Hall that has a sound similar to Citra.
With sitter. Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Okay. So
and
I see your point. So you were saying because if you look at this track, you have Patrick Moraes doing a lot of things, but they are not making a lot of solos. It's keeping
the
the structure of the song, and Alan White also doing the same. And you have the bass surely leading the
the ba-
rhythm, and most of
the
the embellishments are made by the guitar. In fact,
yes, yes,
yeah.
but the
Uh,
bass sounds the same as,
yeah,
as
yeah, yeah,
always,
yeah, yeah.
as always.
It's a
And
Rickenbacker. Yeah, it's a Rickenbacker.
yes,
Yeah.
uh, uh, and because that, uh, I think the bass is more in the front of the sound
Okay.
because
Wow.
in the songs
Chris
especially.
Squire bass is always very much at the front. So, but here you think is even more.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I see. I see. Well, yeah.
This was I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I see your point. So Alan White's a great drummer, but he does
Great.
less feelings in the middle of the song than Bill Bruford, and the same for Patrick Moraes. So in this way, the song sounds more coherent. Then
More
yeah, I
even,
see. More
except
even. Mm.
except for uh, from Jesus Christ sound, but
Mm.
uh,
Yeah. And the guitar is one fantastic thing about Stevie Ho is that he has his sound of the guitar. So for me, it's always very important when I think of guitar players. If they don't only they are masters of the instrument, they play beautiful solos and beautiful bridges and all that, but they have a specific sound. So Stevie Ho has a specific sound, and in this track, he's playing so well. So he's so adventurous. He's
yes,
so yeah,
beautiful melodies,
yeah,
a great composition
yeah,
too.
yeah. It's interesting if you think about the lyrics. I'll not, as I usually do, read the whole lyrics because it doesn't make much sense in this case. Um, John Anderson's lyric tend to be very hard to understand. In Close to the Edge, for instance, it is hard. And this track is very simple, in fact. The track's based on his reading of War and Peace by Leon Tolstoy. So it is a
Mm,
battle song. I think when you listen to this song, remembering or knowing that it is a battle song, the song makes a lot of sense how it is structured. So it begins with a prelude, which was that initial instrumental part, then it goes, and then here I'm citing what Anderson says. John Anderson says it is a war song, a battle scene, but it's not to explain war or denounce it. It has a prelude. There is a prelude, a charge, a victor tune, and peace at the end, with hope for the future. So these parts we listen is the prelude and the charge. And so all the
yes,
lyrics is about war. There are some passages that are very good for our current state of the world. They say peaceful lives will not deliver freedom. That's a great line in the lyrics. So then they say fighting destroy oppression, the point to reaction. So it is about a war and a war to gain freedom. And he says, peaceful lives will not give you freedom. So it's a great lyrics. But let's go back to the track because we have a lot to listen. and we can go
And
back.
just
Oh, yeah,
just
sure, sure,
a
sure.
point. No, because the lyrics that you are talking about, I think have something to do with the cover album, the design of
The
the
cover of the
Roger
album. Oh,
Jean.
yeah, for sure, yeah.
The
You have two warriors there with a horse,
Yes,
and
uh,
they are placing through the gates of delirium.
and
Yeah,
there is this imaginary world that they
yeah,
create.
yeah. The
Okay,
cover is by Roger Dean for sure. What a great artist.
I think yes.
Yeah. All covers by Yes, I think, or most of them, I think, at least, are from Roger Dean. It's a great artist. You can follow him on Instagram and look what he's doing now. So it's great. And also, there is something that Patrick Morais said that when Anderson was writing the lyrics, he gave him a copy of Delirious, a French science fiction graphic novel by Philippe Drulle. And then Morais
Mm,
says that the Gates of Delirium might come from the title of this book, this French fiction. It's a fiction book, not a science fiction. Yeah, no, it's a science fiction book. So might come from there, the Gates of Delirium. Let me go back a bit so that because now we go to the bridge before the next part, which the is a victory, I think. Yeah, next part is a victory tune, but there is an instrumental bridge before.
This sound should be quiet forever, knowing as we do know, fear destroys. This sound should we leave our children. This sound, our lives there in silence, help us listen, your friends have been broken. They tell us of your poison. Now we know. Kill them as they get past. Slay them, burn their children's laughter onto hell.
That's the instrumental bridge now. Only one thing, that's the part that they call the battle. So we have this two verse instrumental bridge. Now they go to, so this instrumental part they call the battle. That's very jazzy. Oh, every time I listen this since I was a teenager. When it ends up this part of the battle, I have this relief. It's amazing. It's amazing because first of
Fantastic.
all, I never saw. First of all, everybody who says that progressive rock doesn't rock should listen to that. That's very rock and roll. Second, I never seen anyone musically reflect the feeling of a battle as this part. It's amazing. It is a battle. It's a war, and it's so tense that in the end, when you finish, you go. And now they move to the victory part, which is really beautiful. So they 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 have a plan. They're they're composing a song influenced by War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy, and the plan is to show a battle, and they do it. They deliver all the feelings to the listener. It's amazing composition.
Fantastic. And this is the one of the reasons that I think this is the one of the best
Mm.
uh, albums of theirs because, like you said, they have the capability to translate the idea, the concept in music, and into um, uh, through orchestration of the music.
Yeah,
You can see in the beginning, in the early the song, you can hear that how well structured
yeah,
the song is very orchestrated, more
mm.
than other albums of theirs.
Yeah. I
You can
agree. I
hear that
agree. I agree.
it's so well elaborated that I think is the reason that they achieved this. What you point out,
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
the the
yeah,
the the, the translate the feeling of the battle in the song.
yeah.
And by the way, Stevie Hall is on fire in
He's on
in this
fire. He's
album,
on fire. He's on fire.
and
He's
I
on fire.
never heard him
Yeah.
played like that in another situation. It's
Yeah,
incredible.
you said it all. He's on fire. The sounds he takes from the guitar is so chaotic and so beautiful at the same time. That's something.
Many sounds.
It's
When the melody,
overlaid, yeah.
many sounds. They in the beginning it's like a sitar guitar, and now in the battle it's distortion guitar, and when he play with Chris Squire together in unison, the sound of the guitar is clean. It is the
Yeah,
pure guitar.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
many sounds they
yeah,
put
yeah, yeah.
together. It's incredible.
It's a great all that you said adds to weight to your argument about the coherence, and I think you got a. We pointed before that some musicians that try to fill it up in the drums and the keyboards are not in this formation, and this is helping uh, because they're like Patrick Morais and Alan White are playing a lot for the song.
Yes,
They
perfect.
are
I
they are
think
playing
so.
for the song, while Chris Squire and Stephen Hoa in the front, and in the formation, Rick Wakeman and Bill Bruford, everybody is showing up in a sense. But the second part you said is how they compose it. So this is orchestrated. So there is a way of composing too here, and I think it is one of the most successful experiments in translating an idea into music. That's why I said when you listen to this track and you know where it comes from, you know what they are trying to say. It's about war and how sometimes the only way to get peace is through fighting. Then you get a lot more of what's going on with the composition, which means that the idea, the lyrics, and the musical composition they are coherently fitting together very nicely. Yeah. So now I will go back a bit. We move, then we have the victory part, and we stop after the victory part. Then we have this part that is hope for the future, which the part that's it's soon. Yeah, I think he calls is a peace at the end, hoping for the future. So that soon is the which was the single that was taken from this album. This album was a problem for making a single, yeah, because the tracks are so big. So they took soon only the final part of Gates of Delirium and made a single out of it. It's nice to hear, but it's detached from the whole idea. So it's much better to listen to soon after you have the battle, the victory, and then the peace again and the hope for the future. So let's go for the victory. Victory! And Stephen Hope. No, there's one more. So now they're moving to peace. And it's also, as we are saying, so they are conveying the ideas onto the composition. And this victory part is very elevating. So you have all the tension, then they resolve the tension and have this passage elevating. And here I think Patrick Morais is taking incredibly beautiful sounds from the keyboards. And then Alan White is on fire too. It's great, great drumming in this part.
Great dynamic in this part.
Yeah.
Great beat.
Yeah.
Beat choice.
Yeah.
Choose.
Great beat, and all the feelings that he makes is so to the point. Nothing excessive, but showing adding to the commotion of this part. Yeah. So they'll move into peace, and this will end the track with Soon, which is a so incredibly beautiful piece of music. Peace. What a sound of guitar.
The melody, I love this melody.
Oh, so beautiful. It brings tears from my eyes every time I listen. It's amazing.
Sounds like a violin.
Yeah.
This part was the single.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
We move to gain, we'll reach and come. Our heart is open, our reason to be here. Long ago, set it to shape for all time, ours the right. The sun will lead us, our reason to be
Ah, so beautiful.
Absolutely, literally fantastic.
It's fantastic. Yeah. And I was realizing something. We are living through very dark times now.
Wow.
And this was always very emotional for me. It's even more because he says, "Well, I hope it is really soon." He says, "Soon the light pass within and soothe this endless night, and wait here for you a reason to be here." And then there is also this part that says, "So soon, oh soon the light, ours to shape for all time, ours the right. The sun will lead us, a reason to be here." I think that's what we need now. I hope it is soon. It's amazing. This was recorded in 1974, and it's so up to the point, just where we are now in history. It's amazing. It's amazing. Well, it's because War and Peace also by Tolstoy is atemporal. So I think they are, and again, it adds to what we said before. It is for me one of the most successful examples of someone taking an idea and turning into music. It's amazing. It's really amazing. It's really amazing. I will never be tired of listening to this.
Me neither. I think the first I heard that was 1982, 3.
Yeah. Well, I think so. I think so. We
But
listened this for the first time around the same time we were teenagers.
someone had the vinyl. I think
Alexandre had the
Alexandre,
vinyl. Alexandre had the vinyl.
yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we spend a lot of afternoons
yeah.
listen the
Let's just tell
like
people who Alexandre is. Alexandre is another of our teenager friends, great guitar player, and we are listening to music together. Many,
yes.
quite often when we are teenagers, almost every day. Yeah, and I
And
also think in this part, the instrumentation is so beautiful. You listen to everybody in the band. So Chris Squire, has this fat bass on the front. It is in the back, making very beautiful melodies in the bass. In fact,
in the last part.
in the last part, in the soon part, he recedes to the back and makes, as
Yes,
if you listen to what he's doing, it's so beautiful. And then you have a Steve Hall with this. I think it's a volume pedal, yeah, making this that
yes.
sounds like a violin with the melody. It's not only that the melody is so beautiful, the execution is so beautiful. And then you have Patrick Moraes, so the keyboards, they become like an ocean surrounding everything. It's
It's
amazing.
so
Amazing.
I'm not sure, but I feel that like it is so pre-structured sound, so pre-think
Oh
tone,
yeah.
and uh,
Oh, it's very orchestrated. I don't think they're improvising or anything.
leave to me a sensation that just it's a album of Yes that is the last individual
Yeah, yeah,
less for
yeah,
individual performance
yeah.
and more to the composition, to you play to the
Mm, mm. Yeah, yeah,
even the Stevie
yeah,
Hall
yeah,
in this particular album is like I said on fire. It's
yeah,
he show more
yeah,
of the guitar what he can do in the guitar. Sorry.
yeah. While you were saying that, I was thinking about the discography of Yes, and I really cannot think of an album where they are sounding like that. So coherent as a band, less individually shaped. If you look at Fragile, for instance, a great band, a great album, but you have tracks for each individual, yeah. You have a track
Yes.
for John Anderson, one track for Stevie Ho, one track for Rick Wakeman, one track for Bill Bruford. So it is a lot of ego, yeah. And a track for Chris Squire for sure. So it's a lot of ego. So we play together, but we need
What
our time in
was
the spot
the
under the
best
spot.
was the best lineup of
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. I think this tells something. about one issue that we bring over and over while talking about music, not only in the channel, but in all times we talk about music. Technique is one thing, but when this adds in a non-linear way into an emergent whole that becomes the band is fantastic. So sometimes when people want to show the technical prowess too much, they go against, there is a trade-off, they go against this feeling of being all together doing music. So in Relayer, yeah, I think it's like that. Even if we are saying that Steve Howe and Chris Squire are to the front, they're not making solos. They
Yes,
are not
no,
making solo. They are just playing a function in the composition.
yes,
So the function demands that they are in the front
yes,
because they are driving the song. And we can see that now in this final part soon, who is driving, who is to the front is the keyboard and the guitar, and Chris Squire recedes back. So I think they're all playing functionally to make the song bigger than them. And I think that's what makes this. I think you are completely right. Relayer is a high point in the West yes discography, but it's also singularity. It's a singular point. It's so different, and at the same time, it's very similar. It is yes, you recognize it is yes, but it's all, at the same time, it's so different from the other tracks. If we compare with an album by Yes, who was very badly, people said bad things about it, but I think it's now redeemed with Drama. Drama
drama.
is interesting. Drama has all is the one that I thought when I was thinking, what other albums by Yes we have this kind of coherent sound that we are talking about? And I remember of Drama. And Drama, you don't have John Anderson, you don't have only Chris Squire and I think it's only Chris Squire and Steve Howe. Drama has this coherence, but Drama doesn't sound very much like Yes. I think it's a great album.
Yes,
It's a great album. I really like that album, but it's not the standard, the easily recognizable as sound, like in the 90125 that have Owners of a Lonely Heart, Owner of a Lonely Heart. So it's also very good. It's a nice album, it's a nice pop album, but doesn't sound like Yes. Relayer is sounds like Yes, but it also has a singularity. It's a different album, I think.
yes. In this led us to back to a discussion, a debate that we had weeks ago about uh, composition and performance.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
You know,
yeah,
so it is a good example. Performance is great. The yes, the best yes to me is the yes with Bill Burford, Ricky Wakeman, John Anderson,
in
and
terms of
Chris Squire.
musicianship, yeah, in terms of musicianship, yeah,
Yeah, the best album to me is
close to
close to
that,
the
yeah.
edge, is this lineup, but uh, this album is incredible, and is the force of the album is the this uh, sensible capability to think the music before uh,
Yeah,
the band executed.
yeah.
Uh,
What you call orchestration is basically that, yeah. Is well
yes,
thought. Yeah.
I
And I
think I
think it's
think
a great balance between composition and performance. You
yes,
cannot really say
perfect.
what's best here, the composition or the performance. I
Ah,
think that's
yeah,
not answerable.
because the performance is awesome.
Yeah, yeah, but
They play.
the performance is entangled in generating this composition that's more than the sum of the parts. So I think that has had this emergent feeling. I think that's why it's funny. I never. It's really true. Every time I listen to this, when it comes to Zoom, I have my eyes water up every time since I was a teenager, and even more and more as I get more and more mature, which means that I listen to this many times. But still, they are able to raise in myself the emotions, and that's something. That's something because it's hard. Yeah, after you listen to a song, let's say I have probably listened to this like 100, 200 times. So So usually you don't get the same emotion because
No.
many of the emotion is about the surprise you are not expecting. But this I know what will happen,
Yeah,
and it
this
happens
this
again with me.
this
That's fantastic. Yeah.
is a feature of the masterpiece. Masterpiece.
Yeah, it's a feature of a masterpiece for sure, for sure. It
Yeah.
is never old. This doesn't sound
No,
old. It's
no.
also something that people say about prog rock is so dated. This is not dated at all.
In my theory,
Musically or lyrically is not dated.
in my theory, this is about composition, not the font.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. It's
Because
about
it's
the
like
composition.
the ballerina box that play some class
Mhm.
musical concert music, and the great masterpiece of the humanity. You hear and you are touched about the music, even is a machine
Oh yeah,
playing.
I see your point.
Uh,
I was trying to figure out what you're talking about, the ballerina.
yeah,
It's a toy where even if you listen
yeah.
to Masterpiece, you are touched even though it's a toy playing mechanically. Yeah, I see. One thing that I also think, if I listen to Soon as a single by itself, it doesn't raise the same emotion, which
What?
means if I listen, because we have Soon as a single, yeah, only the final part of the
Okay.
song. If I
Because there is no contest before.
Yeah, exactly,
So
exactly. And this adds to the thesis that it is about the composition, because I can only get this feeling because I had the battle, and after the battle, every time I end up the part of the battle, I have this relief, and then you have the victory. I'm elevated, and then I go to Soon, and Soon is about hope, and I get exactly this sensation, the tension of a battle, then the elevation, then the hope every time. But
interesting.
I need to have listened to the tension and to the elevation to have the hope. I cannot have the hope only listen to Soon, which means that
Is
Soon makes much more sense in the composition as a whole.
is like lesson theoric German theoric is said about art. He said that the picture is the art of the space. So you see and you feel immediately.
Mhm.
And the a book like Tolstoy book and the music, it's a time form of art.
I see, I see,
So
I
you
see.
have to initiate the process, and through the time, this is what make sense of the piece,
Yeah,
because
great.
the otherwise, like cut the song in a part. It's beautiful, but uh, makes
Yeah,
sense because the part more melodic and
yeah,
more sensible. It's
yeah.
better
True, true.
to
Yeah,
make
I
a
agree.
single. But
Yeah, yeah,
you can feel what you feel if you
yeah.
uh, it's
Y-
not the same at all.
yeah.
It's a fact.
You need the whole narrative to
Yes.
get the feeling, for sure. Yeah, I think we should be ending this edition because it'll be long. But let me tell you all, we played the Gates of Delirium from the Yes official channel. I strongly suggest that you go there if you don't know or never did that and listen to the whole track again, because then you have this all these feelings we are talking about. And also, I think that's an album to buy in vinyl, even better, or in as a CD. Because, for instance, you look at the cover is incomplete because they didn't put the open cover. So you have the whole scene by Roger Dean. So you have a piece of a snake, and it's a whole snake in the cover. So that's you need the physical thing. Streaming is good, but it's not the same. So I suggest you buy the vinyl or buy the CD to have this amazing experience of opening this cover and seeing the whole picture by Roger Dean and touching the object in your hands. But if you don't want to do that, go and stream Yes, because it's a very pleasing experience. If you didn't dig into Yes, do it because it is such a pleasing experience. So, okay, so there was another edition of We-MNF, where the masses Meet the Nerds and the Freaks. We are very pleased to be doing this. So thank you for following us. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back next week. Bye bye.